Hello, good morning, students. We are going to discuss about the multi-programming operating system in today's session. As we know, an operating system is a system software that manages the entire activities of the computer system. With this, we can say operating system acts as an intermediary between the user of the computer system and the hardware of the computer system. So I'll share the slide with you people. You can see this. So generally we know about the non-multi-programmed operating system. So what is it? A non-multi-programmed operating system usually executes only one process at a time. So in this particular type, in case of the non-multi-programmed operating system, usually the CPU sit idle. Okay, the CPU sits idle, right? So as we know, whenever any program that is to be executed on CPU, it has to first reside in main memory. So once if it is there in the main memory, then whenever the operating system is idle, okay, it picks up that particular process from the main memory and executes it. So that is what the non-multi-programmed operating system. So at a time, only one process gets executed. So even if in case of the non-multi-programmed operating system, even if a lot of memory is available in the main memory space, then also no other program can be kept in the main memory for execution. So we have seen such example with we have seen the example of the DOS operating system. So in DOS operating system, only one program is executed at a time. Okay, so even if the main memory is available, no other program is put into the main memory for execution until the current going program gets executed its task through the CPU. So that is non-multi-programmed operating system. But as in case of multi-programmed operating system, okay, here sharing the processor when two or more programs reside in memory at the same time is referred to as the multi-programming. Okay, so usually only one processor, okay, it can share more than two programs at a time. Okay, meaning that more than one program can be kept in the main memory at the same time and executed further through the CPU. So in case of this, again, only one program gets executed through the CPU. Okay, so whichever the program enters the system first, okay, so if it is having the highest priority compared to some other process, okay, so operating system checks the priority of that program and it will execute it on the CPU. So that is how the operating system schedules the program one after the other. So once if a particular program is under execution on CPU, no other program is interrupted, right? So if a specific program is executing on CPU, it may execute completely successfully. Otherwise, if there is any error with that program, um, it will be, the operating system will generate an error message to the user saying that so and so the error has occurred and you have to implement. So once if the user implements the program, again it can be put into the main memory for execution next on the CPU. So as with this, we can say the processor, the CPU shares two or more programs at the same time, okay, in the memory, okay, the concept is what called as the multiprogramming. Okay, so sharing the processor when two or more programs reside in memory at the same time is referred to as the multiprogramming. Okay, similarly, we can say multiprogramming assumes a single shared processor. Okay, so there will be no two processors. Okay, only one processor that shares more than one program, right? So more than one program can be put into the main memory for execution through the CPU, one after the other. Next we have multiprogramming increases CPU utilization by organizing jobs so that CPU always has one to execute, right? So this is what the advantage over the previous operating system, right? So multiprogramming increases the CPU utilization. So the CPU will never be idle. Okay, either it will be executing the process P1 or it may be executing the process P2. So whatever the programs or jobs we have put in the main memory, okay, CPU is executing one or the other job. It is not sitting idle at any given instant of time, right? So this is how multiprogramming increases the CPU utilization by organizing jobs so that it always has one to execute, right? So it will be never idle. It will be executing at least one program at any given instant of time, right? Next, the operating system keeps several jobs in main memory simultaneously, as we have spoken regarding this, right? So if the main memory capacity is enough to accommodate many programs, it can accommodate all those programs into the main memory. Okay, so if the main memory capacity is 1000 MB, okay, and there are 10 programs which are of 10 which are of 100 MB each, then at the most 10 programs can be kept into the main memory at the same time. Okay, so this is how the operating system keeps several jobs in memory at the same time simultaneously. We have job pool, the term called as job pool. Okay, so job pool, you know, that here the jobs can be kept simultaneously in memory. So job pool is referred to as the memory area wherein the programs which are about to execute on CPU can be kept, right? So the programs which are ready to execute next on the CPU can be kept into the job pool. So the term called as job pool, it is nothing but the programs which are ready to execute next on CPU can be kept into the job pool. Okay. Okay. So here in this diagram, you can see the structure of this type of the operating system, the memory layout of the multi-programming system here. So in the upper part of the memory, we have, the operating system is residing, and this is a system software actually, and all those system softwares are can be put into the upper part of the main memory usually, right? And the remaining part, the rest of the part of the memory is provided for the user's use. Okay, so these jobs like job 1, job 2, job 3, like that till number of jobs you can put into the main memory. Okay, so still some space is made empty here. Means what? If any other program wanted to execute on the CPU, that particular program can also be put into the main memory space and executed further through the CPU, right? So this is what the memory layout of the multi-programming operating system. Okay, here you can see there are terms called as job scheduling. Okay, so job scheduling is a term. Okay, if several jobs are ready to be brought into memory, and if there is not enough room for all of them, then the system must choose among them, making this decision as job scheduling. Okay, so we can say that job scheduling, wherein there are many programs which are ready to be brought into main memory, right? But the main memory is not enough to accommodate all those programs into the space provided, okay, in the main memory space. So at that time, the operating system will select some of the programs, okay, not all, some of the programs based on its priority level. Okay, it selects some of the programs, and those programs can be put into the main memory space, and further those programs can be executed one after the other. Okay, so the term is what called as job scheduling. So in this, several jobs if several jobs are ready to be brought into memory, and if there is not enough space for all of them, then the system must choose among them, making this decision as the job scheduling. Okay. Similarly, we have one more term called as CPU scheduling. Okay. So if several jobs are ready to run at the same time, okay, the system must choose among them. This decision is called as the CPU scheduling. So meaning of this is what? If there are many programs which are ready to execute on the CPU at the same time, but all the programs cannot be executed at the same time. Okay. So out of which the operating system will select only one particular job at a time, and it will execute that. Okay. Until the job which is currently executing on CPU gets completely done its execution on the CPU, no other job is considered, right? So this is how it is considered as job scheduling. So if several jobs are ready to run at the same time, but not all the programs can be executed at the same time, okay, wherein the system will select only one job at a time among those based on its priority level, then it will execute that, okay, making this decision as the job scheduling, right? So if several jobs are ready to run at the same time, the system must choose among them, making this decision as the CPU scheduling. So we know that, or we can say, job scheduling is also called as the long-term scheduling, and CPU scheduling is also called as the short-term scheduling. Okay, the short-term scheduling, right? So if we can go ahead with the next, we have, there are activities related to multi-programming operating system. Okay, now you can see here, the operating system keeps several jobs in memory at the same time. Okay, so these are the activities actually. Uh, Actually, these are the activities related to multi-programming operating system. We can put number of programs, number of jobs, okay, number of users jobs at the same time in the memory. Okay, so this set of jobs is a subset of jobs kept in the job pool. Means the jobs which enter the system, they must and should be, I mean, the capacity of those programs must and should be less than the overall capacity of the main program. Okay, it should not exceed it, right? So this set of jobs is a subset of jobs kept in the job pool. Main memory capacity, okay, the main memory capacity should not exceed the capacity of the job. Okay, so that is what number of programs or number of jobs can be kept into the job pool at the same time. Okay, the operating system picks and begins to execute one of the jobs in the memory. Okay, so it is the job of this operating system to pick up a particular job from the job pool and execute that on the CPU. So not all, but rather one after the other job is picked from the operating system, picked by the operating system, and will execute through the CPU. one after the other. Okay, so the operating system picks and begins to execute one of the jobs in the memory. Okay. We have next, multi-programming operating system monitor the state of all the active programs and system resources using memory management programs to ensure that the CPU is never idle unless there are no jobs to process. Okay, so again it is one of the lookout of this multi-programming operating system, okay, to keep an eye on the entire hardware resources of the computer system. Okay, it is the job of the multi-programming operating system to look out how much memory is required at what time that particular program gets executed on the CPU. Okay, what is the number is given to that job and all. It is all the lookout of this multi-programming operating system. Okay, to ensuring that the CPU will never idle and it will be always executing one or the other job, right? So this is also one of the important aspect of the multi-programming operating system. Okay, so as we can see some of the advantages. Okay, the first one, high and efficient CPU utilization. So as we have discussed earlier, the CPU is utilized to its 100%. Means the CPU will never be idle. Okay, the CPU time will never be idle. It will be executing one or the other job. So high and efficient CPU utilization in case of the multi-programming operating system. So user feels that many programs are allotted CPU almost simultaneously. Okay, so yes, user feels that many programs are allotted to CPU almost simultaneously. So meaning of this is what all the programs are kept into the job pool at the same time, but user feels that all the programs are executing simultaneously, but it is not. It is taking uh, a slice of the time of the CPU and executing that job, right? So, but he feels that many programs are allotted to the CPU simultaneously because the response time of the CPU, the response time of the computer system is so fast that the user is given the impression that the CPU is, specifically provided for his usage only, but actually it is not. Rather, there are many number of programs which are residing and executing one after the other. Okay, but this is also one of the advantage in case of this multi-programming operating system. So as in case of the disadvantage, CPU scheduling is required. Of course, the operating system should schedule the programs, the term of the program. Okay, and the operating system should keep an eye how much memory is utilized, what is the time, what is the starting time of the program. Okay, which what are all the hardware components or hardware resources required of that particular program, right? So it is all the lookout of this multi-programming operating system. So CPU scheduling is also required in case of multi-programming. Okay, to accommodate many jobs in memory management is required. Of course, it is again the lookout of the multi-programming. Means what? The memory management should be required. In this case, we can say when one program is residing in one particular area of the main memory, the other program should not put into the same memory area. Okay, otherwise it will overlap. Okay, or the data of one another program will collide each other. So that should not happen. It is again the responsibility of this multi-programming operating system to manage the memory effectively so that no two programs can overlap one another. Okay, there should not be any bottleneck in case of this main memory management is concerned. So this is also one of the lookout of this multi-programming operating system. So with this, We will discuss the other part of the operating system maybe in our next session. Thank you.